there goes, it's Justin here again, and in today's video, as the title suggests, what I'm going to do is I'm going to list 5 advantages for Windows 11 and then also list 5 advantages for Windows 10, so you can weigh up the pros and cons. Because at the end of the day, I think it's a very crucial time. Windows 10 has been around for the better part of 5-6 years. Windows 11 has been around for almost 9 months, almost a year now. And it's getting to that point where the performance is very, very much on par. Windows 10 is not bad, Windows 11 is not bad, but it's getting to that point now where Windows 11 is going to add a whole bunch of features, and I think Windows 11 will pull ahead in the coming months. So I'm going to make a terrible analogy here. Whether you're a man or woman, boy or girl, it's like Windows 10 is like a relationship that you've been in for 5 to 10 years. It's not bad, but it's not great. You know you're not going to end up with that person. So Windows 11 is like a good looking person walking by and you think, hey, I need to investigate, because you need to weigh up your pros and cons. Just like any other important decision make in your life, and then stick your decision in the end. So let's get to it. That brings us to the first advantage of Windows 11. I just think the whole all-over look and feel of Windows 11 is just so much nicer. I mean, from the greeting wallpaper, it's lovely. The fact that they've dragged all this, this used to be on the left-hand side of here. They've dragged it to the middle. It looks much nicer. In terms of the start menu, the rounded edges, the glassy look in the background. To me, this just looks exciting. I just think Windows 11 looks a lot nicer. And that brings us to advantage number 2. So I'm just going to take you to this website now, but Windows 11, the next feature update for Windows 11, the official update, is 22H2. And that's going to introduce WDDM 3.1, which is Windows Display Driver Model 3.1. And if you look, I'll put a link to this website in the description of the video. But from the insiders that have been testing out Windows 22H2 for the last couple of months, particularly on AMD, there's a nice boost in gaming with the WDDM 3.1, and there's also not as big, but there's also performance increases for NVIDIA, where they're testing out the new driver 525.14, particularly for Windows 22H2. So what I'll do is I'll just link this website to the description of the video. You can check it out. But I think Windows 22H2 with WDDM 3.1 is going to be a nice little boost for gamers all around. That brings us to another advantage that Windows 11 has. And this is particularly for gaming. There's Auto HDR, which automatically increases the brightness of your picture, the colors, and then also makes your images sharper. But the only catch is that you need a HDR monitor. I don't, so unfortunately I can't show you that. And then I do have an NVMe SSD in my computer. So direct storage, how this works is, instead of data being sent from your SSD to your CPU and then to your GPU, once this kicks into effect, and I think the first game that will have direct storage capabilities is actually Forspoken, which drops in October. So the data will be sent straight from your SSD through to your GPU. So it's going to lower the CPU usage, and it's going to free up more resources to focus on FPS. So I can't talk too much about that yet. I've never seen it in action, but that is definitely a very exciting feature. The last advantage I'd say is it just manages the background processes much better. So you'll find that you've got less processes running in the background, and Windows 11 just allocates your resources better. Now, straight off the bat, the number 1 advantage Windows 10 has over Windows 11 is that there's no hefty requirements to run Windows 10. Windows 11 obviously need TPM 2.0, and then you need a 8th generation processor or newer. Whereas Windows 10 you can pretty much run on your calculator. It's incomparable. Another obvious advantage is the fact that you've probably been running Windows 10 for the last 5 or so years. So you know where everything is. Everything is familiar. You don't need to search long and hard to find anything. You're just familiar with it. But you know the old adage, at the end of the day, familiarity breeds contempt. So just because you're familiar with it now doesn't mean that you shouldn't look elsewhere in the future. Another thing would probably be that in Windows 10, everything's pretty much settled. It's not going to get any worse, but it's probably not going to get any better. Whereas Windows 11, it does hold a certain number of advantages, but there are still some bugs that need to be ironed out of Windows 11 before it becomes 100% stable and a clear-cut winner. Right, and probably the biggest advantage that Windows 10 still probably has over Windows 11 is it's got a much better taskbar. So in Windows 10, to access your taskbar, you either go Control-Alt-Delete, or you just click on the Task Manager, and there you see into the Task Manager already. Whereas with Windows 11, you have to press Control-Shift-Escape. It's a little bit awkward. Or once you click on the taskbar over here, it will give you taskbar settings, and then you go into that menu, and in that menu you still have to go and select another option, and then it opens up the taskbar. So that's a bit of a pain. But in 20H2, not only are they going to give the taskbar a dark theme, I think that they're going to iron out the taskbar. But at the moment, Windows 10 taskbar is a lot better. Right, and probably the biggest advantage is, it almost seems like a cheat advantage, but the fact that you don't have to do anything. Your operating system is already locked and loaded. You've got it set up the way that you want. Whereas with Windows 11, I do think it will be better soon, but at the moment it's a bit of a hassle that you need to go and migrate your whole operating system. You need to set up everything again and make sure all your files and folders are where you want them. Whereas with Windows 10, it's already there. You just switch on your computer and that's how you want it. And in my book, that's a pretty big goddamn advantage right there. Right, that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please leave a like. If you got any questions, hit me up in the comment section. And as I've mentioned before, guys, I'm looking to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you enjoy this type of content, please consider hitting that subscribe button, ring the notification bell, but mostly, please have a good day. And it's people like you that make a difference. Cheers.